Can you tell us anything whatsoever?
I know you just give us. One more stage.
What's happening, everybody? I am the Reverend Raph, joined once again by my good friend Kyle, aka the Beer Buddy.
What's going on, everybody?
And once again, we are joined by Klaas, Tommy, and Sally from Earthbong, who are going to be touring Australia very, very soon. We will have links to their music down in the description, along with as many ticket links as we can find to the various shows. You should get along to their shows. They're coming all the way from Germany, so let's show them our appreciation for coming all this way. But yes, it is time now for the quick question quarter, spelt with Q's, not K's, because we don't roll like that.
Nah.
And this is just some questions to dive into their musical mental minds and get to know what helped them start out, how they kind of got started and going on this musical journey here. So it starts out nice and easy. It does get a little bit more introspective as we get further along, but there's time for that. So, gentlemen, nice and easy to start. What was the first instrument that you learned to play? And vocals does count as an instrument if you want to get
drums, and still drums for me.
Drums.
Never. I tried to play guitar or piano once, but nah, it's
I
drums.
would like to see that. Guitar for me. I start.
For me, I think it was the recorder. You call it, it's like flute.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
you
guys have that. You guys get taught that in school.
We don't count
primary
that.
school
We
as
don't
well,
count
do you?
that.
Yeah, like in 4th grade or something like that. I had
Okay,
to,
so what was after that?
After that. What was
After
the one
that.
after that?
bass bass was my first.
Okay, wow.
Jeez,
So like,
how weird is it that the Western education system really isn't that far removed that we all fucking had to
yeah,
learn
everyone
how to
learned
play the
recorder.
recorder?
This is.
That
I think
vital
there's a
bit of
conspiracy
information.
here. We need to look into that somewhere because like there's. I think.
But don't get too political.
Follow the money, and I think you'll find that the education system was designed by a company that makes recorders. I think that's
Recorders,
the whole.
yeah. It's owned by
big
the same
recorders.
people that boil the
Yeah,
glitter.
yeah. Don't get fooled by big recorder. But I think that's also unusual though, because I think that's the first time that everyone that we've featured for the episode is still playing what they started out on.
That is.
Like as their first one. Like I think that's unique. I don't think most of the people we have on started on something else and then changed to what they do in the band now. But there you go.
We are primitive. We stick to the things we can.
Keen for this one. Okay. What was the first album that you purchased?
I know it was. It's from a German artist, the guitarist and singer of a German punk rock band, Die Ärzte, and it was the first solo album of their guitar player and singer. It's called Endlich Urlaub. It's finally on vacation by their singer Farin Urlaub.
Oh wow.
I still have that, and I still know most of the lyrics.
That's bad.
I think maybe the third Limp Bizkit album, chocolate
Starfish and the hot dog flavored water. That's
Yes, yeah.
Kyle and I are new metal kids. We grew up on new metal. I will be buried in my jorts. I am like, that album is in my DNA. It is.
Same for me. Playing GTA 3 and listening to the album on repeat.
Yep. Covered in chips.
And trying to skip
cola.
trying to skip certain songs when my mum was around so that she didn't get angry about how much swearing was.
Getting the censored version to put on around your mum and missing out on half the album.
Yeah.
Yeah, kid back then. For me, when I don't know if I would count this as a real album, but it was the soundtrack for the movie Mortal Kombat.
That counts.
Oh, I have that still.
That counts. Absolutely.
I love the soundtrack. It's so great. So
Yeah,
it's
man.
the mix
That
of
machine-
industrial metal and shit.
Yeah.
Love it.
Machine Gun Fellatio. That was weren't they on there as well?
I don't know. Were they
Yeah,
on
I'm
there?
sure it was. Machine Gun Fellatio.
But there was
on
so
that.
many. There was so many band like soundtracks from movies around
90s.
that time that were just killer. I mean, the Spawn soundtrack.
Yeah.
Like what else was that?
Batman Forever.
Yep.
I still got the Spawn soundtrack.
Spawn. Yep.
Yeah. Solid.
Spawn was great. Even like the Mission Impossible movie soundtracks as well. Like MI2 had so many awesome tracks on it. It's just great, some great stuff.
And then they paid Limp Bizkit a whole lot of money to do one.
Well, no,
they
okay,
did?
fun story about that. The MI2 soundtrack. They originally wanted Metallica to do the main theme for the movie that
Might disappear, yeah.
they wanted them to write a song that used the motif, the dun 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 dun. They wanted them to try and put that into a song. But Metallica's like, no, we don't really want to do that, but we've got this other song if you want it. So that's why they went to Limp Bizkit to as the next choice for that one. So
Yes.
Best decision.
That's all right.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it worked out all right. Okay, what was the first live concert that you attended? Now, this is
Actually,
probably
Metallica.
going to be subject. Oh, I was going to say this might be some
there you
German
go.
bands we've not heard of, but there you go, Metallica.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
well, yeah, maybe I went to some local city festivals, but that doesn't count. I don't have any memories. But Metallica was the first proper thing. With I was 11 or 12. I went there with a father's friend and the friend, of course. Wow, that was so cool. The Saint Anger tour, so shit music
The
and
Saint
stuff.
Anger
But
tour. Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Doesn't
was-
matter,
they
they
were
still
my
play the
heroes.
crackers.
That was the first I saw him on that tour as well. It was like 2003, 2004, something like
Yeah.
that. I saw them. They were playing on a festival over here, and it was my first thing I was old enough to really go to a gig on my own because my parents were never going to take me. They couldn't stand it, and they weren't going to pay that much money to listen to music they don't like. So, I was. But that was around the same time I saw them too. So that's pretty cool. I don't know. I like Saint Anger. I think
Isn't
secretly.
it weird that you guys said Saint Anger and the whole? I know that I just realized that I know the lyrics to that whole song just replayed in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As much as yeah.
Tidy up the production, maybe
Yeah.
arrange some of the songs a little so that they're not quite so
play some guitar
so
solos,
long
maybe.
and just a couple of tweaks
Well,
and
I
that
think it's
album.
one of those albums that it might be a grower, not a shower.
I think there is on YouTube like a re-recording for Saint Anger somewhere.
There's a couple of people have done them. Yeah,
They sound better than better songs.
they do. They do.
Production-
There you go. But yeah, what about you guys? What was your first live concert?
My first concert was Ska P, which is like ska punk
nice.
stuff.
From Spain. Anna?
Yeah, they're from Spain, yeah. And I saw them in Constance in like south of Germany in a circus tent.
Oh wow!
This was really interesting because they just built this tent there, and it was a really big show. And I was 12 and alone. And I don't know.
Oh wow!
I don't know. I really don't know how my father didn't really realize probably what this kind of music was and shit. And was like, "Can I go?" And he was like, "Here, have money, have fun." And okay, all right.
That's cool though. Like that's the kind of unique experience that's gonna just stays with you for your whole life and really impacts
Oh, absolutely.
what your musical journey. So that's great. That's really cool.
Yeah. I think my first live concert was Lord Bishop Rocks. It's like a blues guitar, rock and roll blues guitar guy. And I saw him in my hometown Lübeck because my mother had won tickets on a local TV station. And she just gave the ticket to me, and I went there after my guitar lesson with my guitar on my back, and I just went there, and I was like 14 years old. And
You know what? You should have just tried to walk through the back and just acted natural with your guitar on your back. And
No,
just act like you're gonna go play.
I had a ticket, and it was fucking awesome because it was just a really wild rock and roll show in Lord Bishop Rocks. I think he's still around these days, and he's still playing shows. And he had like 2 or 3 bottles of booze and just gave it to the audience. And I was 14 years old. And I was like, yeah, give it to me. That was, I think that really hooked me with rock music.
I love that.
Weird.
That's crazy. That's some great stories. Those are some great first show stories. I like that. What's an instrument that you've always wanted to learn but haven't yet?
Piano. I would really love to be able to play it, but I think I'm too stupid.
I would love to play the bass, actually. I'm a huge Primus fan, and I like the percussive way to play the bass. And it's a very rhythm instrument, so it fits good with the drums. and the Indian tablas. You know these
Yeah.
little drums, and you play it with your fingers and stuff. I love the sound of them.
Yeah, mad.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I really would love to play the zither, but
Oh yeah.
I never even had one in my hands, so I don't know. But I love the sound of a zither.
Mm.
I don't know if I will have the opportunity someday. But they're also really expensive to have a zither, so this was also a reason not to get one.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. They're
Yeah.
I think you can get, I'm sure I've seen someone has released a guitar that sounds very much like the sitar. I think even Metallica's using it for the start of is it Wherever I May Roam, where they've got the sitar intro on there. I think Metallica bought one and Kirk uses it live. At least I've seen him do it on one of their shows, I think.
Okay.
But yeah,
I think
it's-
doesn't Electro Harmonix have an effect pedal that emulates that sound?
something.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
it's
think,
not quite the same. It's not quite the same.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I like this one. If you could pick one big band or artist to open a show for, who would it be? You each get a pick here. You don't have to agree on one. You each get a pick.
I
But
think
we
can
all agree on sleep, aren't we?
Sleep.
Yeah.
Okay, sleep. There we go. That was like
We
immediately.
already opened. We already opened for Bongzilla, and we played with Weed Eater on the festival. So I think sleep
Oh,
is the logical next step.
Yeah, nice. That'd be cool. Who is a band or an artist that you're listening to at the moment that you think is underrated and deserves more attention?
Okay.
Yeah, is there any little hidden gems in your collection that you're...
Yeah, I listen to Darknet. This is a band I found on Spotify. They make like I would call it like new metalish stuff. It's really hard to tell. It's like I think it's music which will never be played live because they just record stuff and post it online. And I like them real lot. I think they're great.
Okay.
who was it again?
Darknet.
Darknet.
Yeah. An anonymous project founded on web. Members are unknown and unlocated.
Yeah.
Their debut album, Morally Flexible, Influence. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, they're great. I like them.
I'm going to check them out for sure. That's awesome. That's going to be cool. What about you, Klaas? Have you got a little hidden gem you want to try and brag about? Be like, I listened to them before it was cool.
I don't know if they're. I think they're probably cool already, but I recently discovered a German band from Stuttgart. It's called Berlin 2.0, and that's like post-punk stuff. And I really I heard one song and it got me hooked right from the start, and I've been listening to them like for the last week. That record has been on repeat.
Awesome.
So that's probably it. But I think like most of the underground stoner doom bands that we're hanging around, they all play so great music, and they are all, I mean, in terms of mainstream music, they are all underrated. I mean, bands like Elder and Yop are underrated. So it's the question is where you put the mark on
Yeah. It's
underrated for who?
Well, it's whatever you guys feel needs, people need to be paying more attention to, really. That's kind of the point of the question. And we like asking this question as well, because it gives us new bands to check out. And then we can, we can go and find all these cool bands that maybe not a lot of people are listening to. And then we get to introduce them to, show them to other people, and then we get to look really cool because we know all of these cool, we have credibility because there's all these, underground bands we're listening to, right? Like,
yeah, then maybe we can recommend some of our friends' bands like Purple Dawn from Cologne. They're really, really cool, like 70s classic doom stuff, and really great songwriting, really great guitar playing, fantastic band, great vocals too.
Yeah.
Then we have like Ölgott from Kiel. They are friends of ours and rehearsal room neighbors. Fantastic band. Really, it's a three-piece with no bass, 7-string guitar, drummer, and a singer, and they're heavy as fuck and really nasty. Fantastic band. And then like Juka from Leipzig, Tonda, all our friends basically.
Yeah.
We are playing shows with.
No, that's great. I love that. I really
Go check
do.
them out. I can provide you with a list to make you look really cool.
Yeah. No, send it through.
Do
Absolutely.
it. Send
Absolutely.
it. 100%.
You send that through, and we'll send you back a list of all these amazing Aussie bands that you can check
Yeah.
out too.
Please.
Yeah, go for it.
well,
Yeah.
Yeah, I started checking on some of the bands we're playing with already, and like a Mammoth, I don't know, they are really cool.
There's
Cool.
a band. I don't think they're still going, but there was a band from Melbourne called Bronson. Kyle,
Good name.
do you remember Bronson?
No.
I remember seeing them once. When I played at a festival at Bendigo Hotel, they were one of the bigger bands on it, and they literally like would keep like they weren't like a stoner band, but weed was part of their gimmick and image. So they would literally smoke machine up the stage so much that all you could see was like the silhouettes of them. Like they would just use the smoke machine to just make it so smoky that all you could see was like basically the silhouettes of the dudes playing. It was that full on. So I don't remember what happened to them, but like there is so much. Like I've got pages and pages of Aussie bands I can point you towards that are just
Nice.
crazy talented.
Great.
Anyway, Tommy, what about you? What's have you got any recommendations for us?
Well, beside of all the local friends and bands, I'm listening a lot to Daniel Bachman. Well, it's written with CH. He's an American guitar player, but his music is very deconstructed. So he's recording classic fingerstyle, but then he mixed it with noise, with field recordings, and he stretched the sound and pitches, and it sounds not really much like music, but I don't know, something that puts me in.
Oh, bit of steel guitar on
So
there
he's kind
too,
of
eh?
really like
Yeah,
getting very
okay.
experimental with it.
Yeah, definitely. And
Okay.
he has some kind of a science approach to his music. So the music is connected to climate change and stuff like this. And he's working all this together, but never sing or use any phrases, just with the music and the sound. So he recorded wildfires and stuff like this and pushed all this together. It's very
Wow.
interesting.
It's
No
almost
easy.
cinematic. I just had to listen to it. It's almost cinematic in a way.
I
Yeah.
love that.
If that's a way that
I can remember. I can't remember the name of this band, but like you talk about bands being experimental. There was a band that I went. So they actually supported a different band that I was going to see, but this band, all of their music was from toys. So they opened up toys that made noises and stuff like that, and wired it all into this system that they would then
Nice.
plug into the PA, and they would make their music using loop pedals and the sounds from these, and like loop pedals, pitch shifting, and the sounds from these kids' toys, and they would just make their songs would just all from that, and they were dressed up as kids' toys. So one person was dressed up as like the driver from the race car, and one person was in like a teddy bear outfit, and one person was dressed up like a doll, and it was just. I wish I could remember the name because I really need to try and find some of their stuff. It was
Oh, cool,
crazy.
Sounds good.
All right, what is something people may be surprised to learn about you?
I quit
have an
smoking
idea.
weed 2 years ago.
Oh wow.
You traitor! You hypocrite!
Yeah, I'm sorry. But
No. Whatever's best.
I,
Whatever decision you may need to make
Yeah,
for your health or for your own reasons is perfectly valid. Where no one's gonna.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think too. That's why I'm telling it. I don't. I still really enjoy the idea of of smoking weed, but it came to a point where I just it didn't feel right in my head, and I was like getting weird thoughts and being like it's. I mean, smoking weed together is like the most social thing you can do. You just share a joint and talk, but whenever I did it before I quit, it felt like I'm moving away in my head from everyone and like just getting out of the situation instead of being able to connect with everyone else, and it just didn't feel right, and then I quit. But I still enjoy the music, as you can tell.
Hey, no, look, that's great. Like I said, if you need to make those kind of decisions for your health, that's amazing, and we always encourage anyone to do what
100%.
they need to do for their health like that. Like it's that's great. That's great. What about the other boys? What have we?
Well, I don't smoke bongs actually, but that's not the thing. Well, maybe, what can I say? Most of the time I'm listening to jazz music. I think that's maybe something I can say. It's jazz music is my main interest, and in all their ways, a lot of modern jazz stuff. And so when in my private room, I don't listen too much doom or stoner. Well, I listen to heavy music, but different heavy music.
But that's great though, because like that's gonna have such a that the influence that has on your playing comes through, and it allows you to get that. Like there was some Kyle, what was that? What were those kids that we interviewed for Metal to the Max? There was the death metal or the thrash band, but their drummer was very kind of jazzy in what he was doing. The younger dudes.
That 3-piece.
Yeah.
I cannot remember their name, but they were fucking insane.
Yeah. It was. I saw someone post about
Hold
it
on,
today.
I'll look it up. Keep
Go. I saw someone post about it today. Sorry guys, I want to find this one for you because I think it's interesting.
Yeah, sounds interesting.
Denizen. That's the one.
Denizen. They were the ones.
Denazen. And they're a young trio of dudes playing like thrashy kind of type stuff.
80s type shit.
But their drummer, you can tell, is doing lots of interesting little rhythmic stuff like underneath what they got going on. Really, really cool band. Really cool band. All right, Sally, your turn.
I really can't think of anything right now. Like, there's no, if you not know me or something, I don't know, maybe that I'm a bit of a weeb.
Hey,
I love anime and mangas and shit like this.
Carl's with you on that one.
Got my Luffy right there.
Oh, nice. Okay.
We'll bring it up there. There we go. He's got the.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, nice.
Good. Yeah.
That's cool. I dig that though. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Probably this, maybe because if you see me walking around like with my metal shirts and shit, maybe I'm not looking like, oh, he likes weird cutesy stuff sometimes.
Yeah. That's it. It's like that, and then you put a little kitten in front of you, like, oh, come here, little.
I love kittens so much.
Yeah.
See, it's always the way.
Yeah.
All right. If you could only listen to one album for the rest of your life, what album would you pick? Getting a bit tough now. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, straight away.
Sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think for me, it might be Deadroot Steering by Elder, because it's a really fucking great album, front to end, and so many stuff going on there, and such great songwriting, and I just really love these songs.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that one. But I think even that album would be boring if you just listened to it forever.
This is kind of the thing, because I hate this question. It's hard. Probably I would say Iowa from Slipknot.
Hey, good choice.
That's a good choice. That is a good choice. I just saw Slipknot. They just did Knotfest over here. That was really great. They played, they played some stuff they haven't really played in Australia before off the first album. They played No Life, which they haven't played over here. They closed the set with Scissors, which I think was an odd choice, but getting to see that live was really, really cool.
So cool.
So, but yeah, like Iowa for me is one of those like untouchable albums. I think it's a perfect album. I just think there's there's a direct line from Iowa to so much of what's happening in modern metal these days. But I think it is still extremely heavy, despite what a lot of other bands are doing to sort of try and be heavy and heavier these days. Great
Absolutely.
album.
One of the grimmest, darkest, most aggressive albums I've ever heard.
Yeah. Have you seen the documentary that they released for the 10-year anniversary of it?
No,
They did
I did not.
they released a special edition of the album that came with a documentary about them talking about the making of it. It's, if you can find it, watch it. It is incredible. They go so deep into like just how much of a dark space they were in as a band, and like the negative headspaces they were in, and everything that they were going through at the time. That feeds into the album. It's great piece of
I
documentary.
will watch this. It sounds great. Yeah.
All right, and the last question for the quick question quarter. Bit more of a positive note for this one. We think, what are you most grateful for about your involvement in music?
Oh, maybe getting to know all these people and then have a growing network, traveling around, meeting all the people, and everybody is in the same state of mind and just want to play music, play live, and get together, having good times. I think that's what drives me.
Good.
Yeah, I think I can agree on that, and maybe add that, like, when I started playing guitar when I was like 12 or 13 years old, uh, I always wanted to play in front of people and have my own band and be in a band and record songs and put out albums, and all that stuff is happening right now. Like, I mean, it took like 15 or 20 years to get there. But it just happened because we continued to constantly work on it and try and meet new people, and yeah, that's something I'm really grateful for, that somehow my childhood dream worked out. I mean,
It's great.
we are far from making a living with it, but it's so fucking great to just be able to do it. And yeah, it's
And
fantastic.
that's the
Meeting new people, and we're flying to Australia, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's all what you got to gauge with success, and we talk it like my views on success have changed so much. Do you know what I mean? Since Dawn's growing up,
Mm.
do you know, and just getting older in general. You know, I think a lot of kids. No, yes, it's probably still that whole thing where success is the $1 million, the hundreds of millions of dollars, and you never have to work. But success is just making it sustainable.
Yeah.
Or in some cases, especially with metalheads, just having the opportunity to do it and being able to do it in front of people and having that opportunity to record.
Yeah.
And be in that space.
And if you've played in a band for any amount of time and you've played, spent some time playing gigs, you have stories that are just, crazy stories, ups and downs, good and bad, that are, just they stay with you forever because they're just such awesome experiences that you've had with people that are extremely important to you at the time.
Yeah.
And it's a brotherhood. If you've done it, if you've not done it, then you kind of don't understand it necessarily. But if you've been in it and you've spent some time with it, you never forget it.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. What about you, Sally?
I would say I would second everything the boys said, but I would also say it when I was younger and started playing music at like 14 or something. It also gave me a huge sense of kind of purpose for my life. Like, I really loved making music. It was like all consuming for me to get into music. I really did nothing else at the time, and it gave my life like a direction. I really didn't know I wanted to go that far on like this, and I'm kind of grateful for that.
That's awesome. That's great. Really, some really, really nice stuff there. I love that. Well, look, thank you very, very much for being so candid with us and so open with us during the quick question quarter. We very, very much appreciate that. That's we're wrapping this video up now for everybody that's watching it. So we will have, as we said, links to everything to do with Earthbong. So go and listen to their music, get some tickets to their shows, get along there, buy the merch, make it worth a while. We don't want to take the merch home. Don't make them take the merch home.
No.
Don't make them take the merch home.
Up.
Buy it all. Buy all the merch, please.
We need room for all the Aussie band merch.
And then somebody said, Kyle's going to have a mission to try and scoop a shirt up for me because I'm going to need to Gonna need
Yeah,
to
we
get
can
myself
do
an Earthbong shirt for sure.
Yeah, you're gonna get one.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
But that wraps up the quick question quarter for today. Big thank you to class Tommy and Sally. Big thank you to my
you guys
co-host
so
Kyle.
much.
As always, I
Thank
have been
you,
the
Raph.
Reverend Raph. You guys have been amazing for watching so far. If you liked the video today, please give it a like. If you didn't, downvote the shit out of it. Either way, look after yourselves, and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.
Peace.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We really hope you had a good time. If you did, please consider hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell down there. It helps the channel grow. We are still a fairly young channel and we like to try and grow our audience all over the world. We do also, for those of you who are interested, have a Patreon. It's just a couple of bucks a month. At the moment, you get all the videos early and ad-free, but we are working on ways to increase the value of that and make it a bit more enticing. So don't forget to keep an eye out and check back on what's going on over there. Other than that, thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day.